how alarming, Kobe, was this that nobody can challenge the incumbent FIA president? And would you think another 4 years under Ben's leadership will mean for the FIA?
I said, well, Tim Mayer's initiative was FIA forward, and I guess you could say Mohammed bin Sulayem's initiative is FIA backwards, and that's where I feel like that we are going. With 4 more years under Mohammed bin Sulayem's leadership. But yeah, this is very alarming. I mean, the entire 4 years that we've had of Mohammed bin Sulayem as FIA president, and I know Josh Haidt, he's missing tonight because FIA is his all-time
Yeah.
favorite topic to talk about here on Grit tonight. So I'm sure he's very jealous that we're talking about his favorite person in motorsport MBS here tonight. But it's been 4 years. The last 4 years on this Grit Tonight show, not every Wednesday night, but many Wednesday nights. The last 4 years, we've talked about all of the things that he's been doing. To tear down the FIA from internally, and also to hurt the integrity and the reputation of the FIA. So it's just he's just been a walking controversy during his first term as FIA president. So I would expect more of the same in the next. And the fact that you can't even get someone to run against him in a fair manner, that's extremely disappointing. And it just makes me wonder, like, what else is going to happen these next 4 years under his leadership? Are there going to be, even more guardrails taken down? I know a lot of guardrails that you had, to check the power on the FIA president, under Mohammed bin Sulayem, that has gone away over time. We still have some guardrails left, but I have a feeling that we're going to see more get taken away. And I think it's really crazy that, they require you to have these, VP candidates, that you can choose from all the different reasons. And it's very suspicious that in South America, you only have one. And that one, is the wife of Bernie Ecclestone, the former F1 boss, and that she has already thrown her support behind Mohammed bin Sulayem since there's nobody else. That means nobody else can run. It automatically means Mohammed bin Sulayem will be elected to another 4-year term, as FIA president. And when it comes to being the FIA president, you can do 3 4-year terms. So you can get 12 years in power because they have term limits for now. I'll say that in quotes, for now. And I know if Mohammed bin Sulayem decides, to run for a 3rd term after the 2nd term is up, he'll be in his early 70s by then. Not sure if he'll want to continue. I'm not sure what his health will be like at that time, or if he'll want to continue, leading the FIA. But if he's in good health and wants to, continue on, once that 3rd term is over and he's supposed to be done, like, what would stop him from trying to end term limits with the FIA? I'm not sure if it would ever get to that point, but it's completely gone off the rails right now. And I really hate that we're in this position. It would be nice, if Tim Mayer could have ended up on the ballot to try to challenge him in a fair way, but it seems like right now there's nothing fair happening at the FIA, and it's just ridiculous and corrupt that you need to have a VP candidate from all these different regions. I think there should be more than one VP candidate that you could potentially have for FIA sport. And it's a shame that, this one person, Fabiana Ecclestone, the wife of Bernie Ecclestone, ends up deciding this whole election that we're going to have one candidate, and on December 12th, when it's time for the elections, it's going to be easy and straightforward because you already know what's going to happen. And it's a shame he's going to be unopposed, because looking at what Tim Mayer, saying, some of the initiatives, some of the things he wants to do, I thought personally he had some really good ideas. And I think some of the people who are sick and tired of MBS's leadership, I think a lot of people would have been really happy to see, a fresh pair of eyes at the table. And now we're going to have 4 more years of, controversy, drama, scandals, whatever you want to call it. And if you're at the FIA right now and if you're afraid to speak up, got some more dark times ahead, because before it gets better, it looks like it's going to get a lot worse.
Well, he talked about a cash grab with the Apple TV deal that we've just been discussing. This is the power grab of the week. Term limits. There's a thing, isn't it? Donald Trump and MBS not ever seen in the same room. To your point, Kobe, we're gutted that Josh is missing this week, because even though we started late and we're an hour in, he would have been on the rev limiter about this when we got to this story. I'm sure he would have tried to get it pushed to number 1, but we went with the NASCAR stuff instead. Just it's awful, isn't it? I don't know what to say. What we haven't already said already, and over the last, and we've been covering this story, as you mentioned, pretty much at least once a month forever, it seems like, on this show, especially in most recent times. And we were all set to have our, I think it was going to be after our last Grid Tonight show of the year was the last one after when the election result would have come out on the 12th of December. We were all set to have the MBS out party on Grid Tonight for just to take us into the Christmas and New Year break, and we're not going to get to have that chance now, unfortunately, which is a bit of a downer for us because, yeah, it's just going to continue on, and we've seen all these people that have left the FIA over the last couple of years, and they all got behind Tim Mayer, and it was going to be, the second coming as such, and they were all going to get back to normal, and it was all going to be quashed, squashed, not happening. I've made a rule to say that I can't be taken out for various reasons. We had the David Richardson, Robert Reed thing earlier in the year, got rid of them because they were a bit anti-MBS, and apparently the British press not being on MBS's side has cast aspersions there, and this and that and whatever else. And you see him standing by the park firm at the end of Grand Prix. Drivers don't want to know him. He's just making no friends, but he's probably making a good bit of money for himself, which is always everyone's most important thing in the world. So, yeah, terrible stuff. And I don't know what to say that we haven't already said on this show. It stinks.
That's what I was going to say. Is you pretty much summed it up. This is a power. I mean, it's not like Bernie Ecclestone and his group are out of power and, they just really like the job MBS has done. No, nobody has. But if he's out, there's a lot of people that are also out with the slate of VPs. That would be a change up. And it's just unfortunate. It's like, this is such a negative when the drivers don't really want to deal much with you, when your media is blasting you. At the end of the day, you just manipulate the rules that were meant to be, we'll include somebody from every region, and one region is just, no, we're just going to keep what we got going, good things staying. Very unfortunate.